discussions underway and proceeding well for all parties. We are close to getting a deal. It's just unfortunately not an outfield player. David Ornstein did say yesterday Arsenal are close to finalising a deal to sign goalkeeper Kepa. I'm going to fuck it. Let's go for it. I can't do it. Kepa Arrizabalaga. I tried the thing, man. We always try. Smash the like button, man. God loves a trial. The Athletic reported on June 6th that Arsenal had made Kepa, we're definitely not trying that again, their top target as they look to recruit a deputy to first choice goalkeeper David Raya. We'd previously been linked with Garcia, who looks to be going to Barcelona. They're the favourites. Kepa has a 5 million release clause in his Chelsea contract, which he signed before joining Bournemouth on loan. Why didn't Bournemouth take you up on that? That extension added a year onto his term, which now runs until 2026. So yeah, Chelsea more than happy to flog him, but also significantly reduced his salary, because that reduced your salary at Chelsea. What you want at Arsenal? Not that I'm pocket watching. He joined Chelsea for 71.6 million in 2018. He played 163 times and won 4 major honours. So it worked out for him. Having only made 20 appearances during a loan spell at Real Madrid in 23-24, Kepa established himself as Bournemouth's first choice goalkeeper last season following Neto's temporary switch to Arsenal. The 30-year-old Kepa kept 9 clean sheets in 35 games for Bournemouth in 2024-25. Ariola's side registered the 6th best defensive record in the Prem, which is great, but we also got to remember that's filtered into tactics, etc. We also have one of the best defensive records, so maybe we can hide Kepa's deficiencies. We all know we got Neto, we all know Aaron Ramsdale left. What is this? Arsenal staff are long-term, here we go, as we always hear when we sign a player, Arsenal staff are long-term admirers of Kepa, and this is not the first time his name has been raised in recruitment conversations at the club. The affordable price means Kepa was expected to have various options this summer. Arsenal already have an established number one in 29-year-old Raya. Kepa understands the existing hierarchy at Arsenal after Raya's strong performance in 2024-25, but is willing to fight for his place in North London. Arsenal believe Kepa has shown in his spells at Chelsea and Real Madrid, didn't he refuse to get subbed at Chelsea, that he has the attitude and professionalism to support a number one, having acted at times as an understudy to Mendy at the former and Lunin at the latter. So yeah, you know what? Give everyone a chance. Welcome, my guy, man. Catch you back for the watch along, DG. One love, man. Smash the likes if you haven't already. So yeah, man, Kepa, if that's you, fair play. Apparently Ryan Taylor has said Arsenal working on 6 new contracts for first team stars after Gabriel agreement. Arsenal defender Magalhaes signed a new long-term contract earlier this week, but Gunners sporting director Andrea Berta does not intend to stop there. Berta will now seek to iron out new long-term deals for 4 key Arsenal stars after Magalhaes committed his future until 2029, while the Gunners are working on deals for Martin, Zubimendi and Kepa. Behind the scenes, the Italian chief Berta has also made notable progress on a number of key contract extensions. Sources have told the Mirror Football that since his arrival in March, Berta has been working extremely hard to retain the services of the club's most prized assets, as Arsenal want to keep their house in order as they continue to build towards an exciting future. Both Saka and Saliba, who have 2 years left to run on their current deals, have held positive dialogue with Arsenal over fresh terms and want to stay at the club. Saliba has been courted by Real Madrid, but Mikel Arteta's indispensable duo have already spoken publicly about their desire to remain in North London in a major boost for the Spaniard. Arsenal are relaxed about the process, and while there's an understanding that while negotiations can take time, they maintain confidence that agreements will be struck in due course. Academy grads Wanyeri and Lewis Skelly are also in line for new contracts, which would include lucrative pay rises. Their current contracts are due to expire in the summer of 2026, but there is optimism. Agreements for both players are now in sight following the 2 stellar breakthrough seasons at the Emirates. Conversations with Lewis Skelly began prior to Berta's arrival, while one of the Italians' first acts as Arsenal sporting director was to approach the reps of Wanyeri to propose formal contracts discussions, which are advancing. Negotiations also remain ongoing with both Thomas Partey, who is currently set to become a free agent at the end of the month, and Leandro Trossard. Arsenal made Partey what they considered to be a competitive offer around 10 days ago, but at this moment in time, there's no agreement between the parties and the situation remains open. The Ghanaian midfielder, who turns 32 next Friday, has also attracted interest from Barcelona, wants to stay with the Gunners, and is understood to be settled in North London. However, Partey is said to be cautious that his next contract could potentially represent his last big deal, and his inner circle want to see his importance to the team reflected within the terms proposed. All parties want a quick resolution, as Partey and his agent, Jose Daniel Jimenez Ponzanco, who has been handling talks with Arsenal, are currently scheduled to be in Ghana from June 10th to June 13th for the second edition of the Thomas Partey tournament, where scouts from Europe will cast an eye over young local talent. Hello, can we go over there as well? Must be the next Kudus and Partey over there. Additionally, Partey is due to appear at an all-star festival in Accra, Ghana on June the 18th. Meanwhile, Trossard remains in line to extend his stay with Arsenal, having joined the club in 2023. He was the subject of a verbal offer from the Saudi Pro League side Al Ittihad last September, and sources close to Trossard have confirmed there's still interest from the Middle East, but to date, there have been no concrete offers this summer, and the 30-year-old Belgian's priority is to continue with the Gunners. What do we make of that, folks? On Sammy Mokbel has spoken about Saka and said, I've been getting positive vibes. With regards to how these talks have been progressing and going, I have to say I'm getting positivity for around 4 to 5 weeks now. I haven't been confident enough yet to write that story. You would have seen it if I was, but that isn't to say that work isn't being done in the background. I think some cohesive work is going on with Andrea Berta. He was leading the process. I think there is confidence behind the scenes that sooner rather than later, Saka will sign a new contract. Again, that will be systemic news for Arsenal. You don't need me to tell you how important he is for Arsenal and the way they play, which makes sense. Once again, Gyökeres appears set to be the one to miss out on an Arsenal transfer this summer after it all came down to a shootout with Sesko. Football London understands the RB Leipzig forward is the one the Gunners have now chosen to press ahead with to make their key striker signing this summer. Talks took place last week between Berta and Arteta in the club's hierarchy. Sesko and Gyökeres have been thoroughly scouted for more than a year now, but it is the former who is the obvious front runner in the quest to solve this problem. Well, so there you lot have it, people. We having Sesko over my man or Gyökeres over my man. Sesko's apparently said yes. You have seen Arsenal to hand Gabriel Jesus a contract extension. Chelsea want Hato. We need to be getting involved in that. Apparently, Sesko wants Arsenal, and Arsenal are working on 4 deals. Arsenal to sacrifice Martinelli for €100 million signing. We're showing signs we could sell Martinelli. Well, I mean, Martinelli hasn't kicked on. His future is going to be subject to consistent speculation. We know this. Keep smashing the like button if you have not already, people. God bless you all. Moving on, Arsenal are scouting the market for a potential backup to Saka on the right and an upgrade on Martinelli on the left. Although far from an unreliable player, the Brazilian has struggled to consistently perform at the level expected of him. Arteta remains a fan of the 23-year-old, who he personally nurtured and made the player he is today. Indeed, in March, Football Transfers reported that Arsenal were keen to keep Martinelli despite their pursuit of a left winger, with Nico Williams their top target at the time. Arsenal to fund Rodrigo with Martinelli. So Martinelli needs to stay and be part of the squad, people. But we know Rodrigo and Williams would cost a lot. Signing Rodrigo over Williams would require a larger financial outlay, even if the latter isn't really a bargain either due to his hefty wage demands. Should Rodrigo decide to leave Real Madrid, he's expected to command a fee in the region of €100 million and a net salary of €10 million, which would make him Arsenal's top earner. That means there are some doubts over the feasibility of a move for the Brazilian. Give Me Sports suggests is that Martinelli could be sacrificed to raise funds. It's claimed the Gunners' star is being targeted by AC Milan, who are expected to part with Rafael Leão after the Portuguese man handed in a transfer request. Arsenal have been linked with Leão, but at present, Bayern's interest appears more advanced, even if German sources are playing down claims that a bid has already been placed and face-to-face meetings being held. The report asserts that Arsenal are showing signs of potentially selling Martinelli, although Arteta is still not actively pushing him out. Still, the manager has stopped short of giving assurances that he'll be kept at the Emirates, is his claim. So it really is transfer season, people. Arsenal apparently have held talks over signing Mohamed Kudus with West Ham. We are told that discussions between the Gunners and the Hammers recently took place. Anyone having him? With Arsenal expressing an interest in the Ghana international. Kudus is understood to have an €100 million release clause in his contract, but Arsenal made it clear during their talks that they have no intention of matching this inflated fee. Sources with knowledge of Arsenal's interest in the attacker have informed us that they value Kudus at around €55 to €60 million. The 24-year-old is one of several wide players currently under discussion by the Gunners. He's been linked with Chelsea. We've been linked with him prior to his days at West Ham when he was at Ajax. Kudus, for his part, is looking to leave West Ham as he's keen to play European football next season. Should he try to force for a move, the Hammers will likely have to accept a fee well below his release clause. Chelsea, Newcastle also interested in Kudus. I mean, Kudus at Chelsea is unthinkable. Kudus at Newcastle with Isaac and Gordon and the rest, crazy. We can also confirm Chelsea and Newcastle are genuine admirers of the former Ajax star, with both in the market for wide players this summer. Newcastle in particular are keen to sign a player for the right wing. Chelsea, like Arsenal, are prioritising moves for the left-sided player, but Kudus has shown that he's capable of operating on both flanks. He's been used in numerous attacking roles at West Ham. He's got 19 goals and 13 assists in 80 appearances. Anyone having Kudus? 55, what did it say? 55 to 60. So what's that? 40 odd to about 50. Fair enough, really and truly. Is anything else? We've gone over Kudus, we've gone over Kepa, we briefly touched on Sesko. I think everyone, including myself, is bored of hearing about Sesko and Gyökeres. Apparently, Nico Williams, if this would load, is not a priority for Barcelona. It doesn't look like the club will go for him this summer. So that would mean an Arsenal or Bayern Munich and this one and that one all kind of have one less competitor for his signature. Arsenal have added Morgan Rogers to their list of attacking targets. However, any deal to acquire the player from Aston Villa would prove costly. You lot would have seen I put on my Instagram 6 years ago. Who said to sign Morgan Rogers? 2019. Who said we should get Cherky? Berta, I hear you're changing the scouting team. I must be able to get a little role there, man. I must be able to. Once again, we did hear this week, Arsenal will present a strong financial offer should Rodrigo become available, and they are willing to compete with any club for his signing. Real Madrid are adamant they do not want to sell the player unless he asks for a move personally. Every now and again, Arsenal, as well as other clubs, are linked with João Pedro, and apparently Romano has said he can leave Brighton in the summer as he's open to a new chapter in his career. Premier League top clubs aware of the opportunity for potential transfer fee of around 70 million, but final decision up to Brighton, and he said it's one to watch this summer. Again, people, some are saying that Rodrigo wants 250k a week, which isn't the worst, people. It isn't the worst. I have gone over this before, so yeah, check out the stream from yesterday. I mean, if we don't get Sesko and we don't get Gyökeres, we have also been linked with, pardon me, Hugo Katika, who's linked with Liverpool, and it seemed like Chelsea were being quite aggressive. Apparently, Chelsea's move has stalled. Frankfurt are holding out for 100 million euros, so we'll have to see what goes on there. What's this? Arsenal are being linked with Samu. Arsenal and United are being linked with the Spanish striker Samu, who's at Porto and was formerly at Atletico Madrid. Apparently, Porto are aiming to recoup 59 to 63 million. He's got an 84 million release clause. I don't buy it, but wouldn't be against it. Arsenal offered who's this about Zubimendi. Last summer, he was on the verge of a move to Liverpool before cancelling the transfer and deciding to stay at Sociedad. Ahead of this summer, it's Arsenal who've been trying to get the Basque footballer to put pen to paper. The Gunners are willing and able to pay his 60 million release clause to La Real, and it's been reported for much of this year that they've got him secured. Indeed, the Spanish media raised the right flag for any Real Madrid chance on multiple occasions, but recently started to pull that flag down and increase optimism of a possible deal. Claims from England of Zubimendi having scheduled a medical for Arsenal were rubbished on the same day after Real Sociedad said they'd like to keep the midfielder and the player himself, making it clear his future isn't decided. Of course, there are options, but it's true that it seems like it's going to be different long summer. I don't know what's going to happen in the end. I don't think about that right now as my priority. I'm here with the national team, which I think is already quite demanding. And if I have to say something, then I will. Okay, he did speak about Xabi Alonso before. This has said Real Madrid are planning other targets. Angelo Stilo is such a player. I've done a video on him. Yeah, we're offering 10 million euros after tax. Real Madrid can't match that, apparently, but fair play. This is said Real Madrid are preparing a last-ditch high-jacked attempt for Martin Zubimendi. And no stranger things have happened, but whether it's Sesko, Gyökeres, Zubimendi, I think us Arsenal fans are all bored of it, if I'm honest. Hand of Arsenal said, my understanding is that Matteo Trigonozzi will join Arsenal in a sub-director role to assist Andrea Berta. Mr. Trigonozzi was responsible in identifying talents such as Yildiz Sule, Hausen for Juventus's next gen program, an excellent coup for Arsenal to reshape their future. So what's Jason Ito going to do in terms of his gardening leave? Arsenal waiting for players' decision after concrete talks held over a move. Arsenal remain an option for Sane as more clubs join the race to seal his signature. Apparently, Fenerbahce and Galatasaray have thrown their hat into the ring, people. The talks with Arsenal are more concrete at the moment than with Tottenham, who have gone a bit quiet in recent days. Now everyone is waiting for a decision. Normally, they'd want a decision this week, but it's still yet to be made. So perhaps they will wait to see how serious Arsenal are. Sane would like to go to London. This would be his favourite option if he were to leave Bayern Munich. That was his clear message to his new agent, Pini Zavari. Zavari himself is based in London and is involved in talks with all major London clubs. Now that Arsenal are on the table, they were previously with Sane's former agent. We have to wait and see if the Gunners are prepared to get concrete. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't think that's the case to go. You know, we did see 80 million for Rafael Leão. Now it's kind of dropped to 60 million. Apparently, Leão has informed AC Milan he wants to leave the club, who wants 60 million for the 25-year-old. Would you go for him? He's still linked with Bayern Munich. Doesn't appear that's anything there. So let's close that. And it does seem like Chelsea are moving ever closer to signing Jamie Gittins from Dortmund. So that's one guy, less guy, going to be linked with us. Is there anything else in that regards? Big up Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. We've gone over that. No one don't care about no Garnacho stuff. We've gone over Sane. It seems like a quiet day where Arsenal are concerned. Forget Koulibaly. Surprised you ain't been linked with us. It appears that's that. To be honest with you, I didn't want Sol to join us because of our bitter rivalry with the Spuds, but I won't be convinced till he's holding the shirt. If he does come to England, he has a lot of built-up hype he has to live up to. I hear it. I hear it. I'm tired of hearing about the Zubimendi guy. How am I tired of this guy and he hasn't joined us yet? My club will never not embarrass me in relation to Kepa. Got a bigger chance of getting Yalmal than Rodgers. Psh, you reckon? Uga TK is on re-potential. Anyways, Zubimendi is done. Relax. Smash the likes. DG was early on the Turkey train. That's how I learned about him. I appreciate that, man. I just happened to be watching the youth league. Like Turkey's a player we all love in it, and I think he's gonna bat up the Prem. Lookman better than Kudus. I'm at the point. Bring me Ivor, man. Noni to Newcastle. Kudus to Chelsea. Chelsea got about 1 million players, man. Just get Semenyo cheaper. Don't sell Martinelli to get Nico Williams for Rodrigo. Okay, yes. Nah, man. Keep Martinelli as part of the squad. You're a squad guy. We need these guys to become squad players. Personally, we needed Kudus before now. It would be underwhelming. Such as options Rodrigo, Leão, Nico Williams, etc. You need the squad depth, man. DG, we better shut up if Sesko fails to listen. It'd be all right, man. I'd be impressed for Arsenal if they could land Rodrigo. I don't think we're getting Rodrigo, but I want to be wrong, and maybe I'm a positive omen. I didn't think we were going to get Alexis, Ozil, Aubameyang. So hopefully, or Declan Rice. So hopefully, I don't believe we're going to sign Messi. See what I did there? 358 people. Let's get to at least 200 likes. Help boost DG's platform. It's our platform. Without you lot, it's dead. If it's dead, so SARS, and we're flirting, man. We by hook or by crook, we're getting to 70k this at the end of this year. I failed you lot last year. I ain't failing you lot twice, because then it is my fault. Make sure we hit the like button, people. Carabao Cup final versus City on pens. Yeah, he was acting. If Kepa is on 100k, it's an L simple. Boy, stranger things have happened, man, with our club, innit? Chelsea has bought a lot of players, which by chance we need. It's just good business. If your competitor has a product, you need to go and get it. Is where it is. Sesko has a higher top speed than Martinelli, by the way, and the guy's 6'5". I hear that. That's great, and I like Sesko. You don't know I've been defending his case, even though I do want Gyökeres. But then, bro, we trying to do this football thing, or we trying to do this athletic? Because again, I'm being a bit silly. You don't know why I would like the fact that he can jump high, but man are telling me he can jump high, he can run fast. This is amazing stuff. But I need you to just be a footballer. If you want to be a, what do they call that? Is it triathlete where you do long jump, cross country, swimming, go do all of that? DG, the butcher of names. One day it won't be like that, my dude. One day it won't be like that. I'm trying, man. We were still winning the FA Cups under washed up Wenger. Can never call Wenger washed up. When you lot talk about ceiling, it's someone who shows they have the ability to be bigger than the parameters allow. Then it's Ethan. Fair play. Go get Bale out of retirement also. Smash the likes. And big up Sunday League Cafes. These men talk about Sesko like he's some phenom dude. Dude is barely decent talent-wise. What's going on in the game? Now, listen, he's going to prove a lot of Arsenal fans wrong. I do believe that. But I feel there's no in-between. Man are gassing him. And then man are acting like he's some random guy at the pub. Zubimendi watch along versus Portugal. I've got 5 aside. If I'm back in time, I might watch Portugal versus Spain. That's why I said, you know what? We're definitely going to watch Germany, France, in which I will be live at 150. And the link should be pinned to the chat. Favorite goal scored at the Emirates, TG. Oh. Thierry Henry versus Leeds. Cried. Like Thierry Henry, blood. The Raw was different. Like Thierry Henry, man. Thierry Henry's return. Thierry Henry's. If a cart horse like Marino scoring up front, then Sesko should be okay. It's true. Marino's bagging for sure. It'd be nice to see double M, man. But I'm not limiting myself from signing players just because they're from a rival club. With Sesko, got to have a strong squad around him. I hear that, and with me, Kepa took a 50% wage cut. With me, with Sesko, for me, and you could say the same with Gyökeres or the same regardless. But with Sesko, I think even on the best of days, none of these guys have arrived at the club. We know we need more from that left-hand side. With Sesko, hope you be a big bad bully up front, but I don't know if you're going to hit the ground running immediately. We need more goals from that left-hand side. They need to have the Liverpool model. You need Saka bagging them in, whoever the hell that is on the left-hand side bagging them in, and then we're gone, man. And you know what the saddest thing is? In an ideal world, yeah, we'd be talking about squad fillers, because if Gabriel Martinelli continued this season from when he got 15 goals, if Gabriel Jesus never got injured and was scoring the goals, we'd have a complete front three. We'd be more talking about squad players, but that's all hypotheticals and ideal world stuff. Leave the boy Sesko alone. I think highest ceiling, I think MLS. Don't care if he took a 50% cut, it's still 100K for a cup keeper. It's not my peas, man. DG Josh Kroenke said to be excited. Are you excited based on the side of the window so far? No, because he's arrived. For all the talk about new deal, well, Magalhaes cool, but for all the talks about new deals and selling this and that, nothing's walked through the door. Now, maybe Sesko's tied up. Maybe this is the calm before the storm. Maybe Arsenal have done their job. Maybe we get Rodrigo, but none of, for all the rumors, and as exciting to discuss and different viewpoints with you, look, I can't get excited because nothing, to me as a normal fan, I ain't seen no one holding shirts, man. Trossard and Martinelli really let us down this season. When Saka went down, one of them had to step up. They didn't both have to go. I can't sell both. We need a squad. And to be fair, you're right. But did they really let us down? Because we know that both of them well, more so Martinelli because he starts a lot more. But we know they're squad players. We've let ourselves down. We've let ourselves down. We're relying on certain men to score goals. We're relying on the squad where we know it's depth. We know Martinelli and Trossard are not going to score enough, and we didn't sign anyone in the market. So when I see you, I don't doubt that the players are trying. And there's been many times they've saved us. We've let ourselves down. We know we needed upgrades there. If we didn't sign upgrades and these lot are showing us everything they've shown us, whose fault is it? It's ours. And to be fair, they've also rescued points. I think all the players have been let down somewhat by the manager and definitely by those above. Obviously they're the ones playing and we win together. But for me personally, when you break it down, you look at the owners, excluding Berta, but the owners, those slightly below the owners in the structure, the manager, the players, I feel sorry for the players. Players have ran themselves into the ground, and it's about accepting people for they are. Stop fucking putting squad players as regulars, and then we act surprised why things are going on. Apologies, man. I started seeing flashbacks of last season. Fucking hell, man. Spurs hijacking Mbeumo. But if Spurs won a trophy against United, yeah, if they take Mbeumo, that's shaky. To be fair, Mbeumo, if your former coach Frank's going there, you're staying in London, playing in the Champions League at least for a year, that's crazy. United, that's a new low. Where is the talk around that, though? It can't be, man. I mean, anything can happen, but now that's a new low. That is a new. If you don't get finesse, that's a new low. That is a new low. And apparently, people, on that, I've just seen this come on screen as well. David Ornstein, as I said, apparently Arsenal are focusing on a new 9, whether it's going to be Sesko or Gyökeres. They also want a top quality wide player, ideally on the left hand side, which we're cool with that. They would also like some backup for Saka on the right. That's why they targeted Mbeumo. In midfield, they need to renew Partey or let him